Okay, so apparently Ricardo got out of jail, and now he's in some penthouse.
Hey guys,
Where are you?
I'm out of jail. Everything's fine.
Where are you?
In my penthouse in the city.
Yeah, right.
It looks like Hong Kong, but
Which city?
The city of
angels.
whateversville. Oops.
Nope, still in jail.
That was a horrible joke.
That was a horrible joke, but still, let's start the show.
Ah.
Magical crypto.
Magical crypto. The best thing to do is simply to hodl. What's a young pony to do in a sea of shady ICOs? A lion's courage can light up even the darkest of shadows. Unlike the corporate suits, the whale panda is wise. A chicken dreams about the moon while soaring in the skies. As Bitcoin sees new all-time highs. Magical crypto. All around me I see big blockheads. Magical crypto. The best thing to do is simply to hodl. We'll always buy the dip, and we'll always be the best of the rest.
So we're still here with in episode 28 with me, Whale Panda, with Samson in front of his green screen, and Charlie, maybe he's also in jail, but this would be a very strange jail. They're allowed swords there. And Ricardo still in jail. Couldn't get out in time. I mean, Monero, you know
Oh well.
how it goes. So there was this tweet a couple of days ago, or a couple of weeks ago, by Munya. Munya is Dutch, Moroccan. Lately, I see big accounts making fun of people because they went all in on altcoins. Don't. No one, literally no one, saw this alt slaughter coming. And don't expect people make irrational decisions in an emotionally driven market. We've all been there, don't be a hypocrite. And then in the follow-up tweet. So, this tweet attracted a lot of Bitcoin maximalists. Wow, these guys are really toxic. Throw up emoji. Don't act like Bitcoin is some kind of religion, calling people dumb for not believing Bitcoin and buying altcoins. This is not how you convince people to buy, support, and hodl Bitcoin.
Okay.
Okay.
So, what should we do? Should we have like a support group? People sit around and talk about how they bought alts, and then we say, yes, we feel so bad for you. Couldn't have seen this coming.
I think she is stuck in her own echo chamber, and she had a lot of altcoiners around, and they of course didn't see it coming, because most of the, if not all of the Bitcoiners that I know mentioned this before. I mean, even for me, as someone who trades a lot of shitcoins, I saw this coming, even though I didn't expect it to be this extreme. Everyone saw like the altcoin bubble burst.
It's actually pretty surprising to me how much the altcoins have dropped compared to Bitcoin. I actually didn't expect that.
Well, like I said, I expected them to drop. I didn't expect them to drop that much, but you know that markets always overreact. So I expected this is also some kind of overreaction. You know, markets can stay irrational longer than you can stay liquid.
Well, the thing is, a lot of people shouldn't be investing in this space and buying crypto tokens or altcoins because they have no idea what they're doing. They're just looking at the logo and looking at the name and looking at the website and maybe think, oh, this looks like a great project. And they have no fundamental understanding of the tech or anything else.
Wait, so they're looking at the name and thinking it's a great project?
Probably. Like Dentacoin, right? That sounds great. Like dentists are going to use this.
No, it doesn't. Not even close.
Like liquid. Liquid sounds great because you can be liquid when you're using liquid.
I'm fluid.
Yeah, but Liquid has no coin.
What do you mean? LBTC is a coin.
Yeah, but it's the same as Bitcoin. It's another state.
No, it's not. It's an altcoin.
Here's the fundamental problem. The fundamental issue is people aren't viewing it as a store of value, they're viewing it as an investment. And so what their mental model for all this stuff is Bitcoin went to $20,000. This coin is faster than Bitcoin, and it has all these other claims, which I don't have the technical ability to validate, but it's currently only $1. What if it goes to $20,000? I will be rich. That's why they buy it.
Which coin is that?
Ripple.
Well, I mean, every single coin, it claims that their transactions per second is a lot higher than Bitcoin.
Yeah, here's the problem. So if you were viewing it as a store of value, what you would say is, I have $1,000 in my bank account. These are my savings. I don't want to store them in my bank account because I'm worried about my government taking a haircut or out of my bank account or whatever, you know. I want to be able to spend my money as I see fit. So I'm going to take out the $1,000. I'm going to store it in a store of value. But yes, I want it also to possibly grow in dollar terms. So I'm going to put 90% in Bitcoin and 10% I'm going to put in a plethora of altcoins. That would at least be like a rational decision if you viewed it as a store of value. And then you don't need to be a Bitcoin maximalist, but at least you're not taking the risk of going, I'm going to put 100% of it in Ripple or in something else. It's a low cap coin where even if it does go up to $20,000, it's going to have no liquidity for you to exit.
So I would say if you couldn't see it coming, then you kind of deserve it. But that's just the toxic maximalist speaking in me.
As an altcoiner myself, I saw it coming.
But the what you said about TPS is right. Like a lot of these projects advertise based on TPS, but it doesn't really matter. Like these coins are not payment rails. Like they're mostly, well, the good ones are a store of value, or at least aspire to be a store of value. They're not payment systems. And if you think you want a decentralized payment system, then it's probably not going to be an altcoin. No
TPS is important when you try to store all weather data on your blockchain.
Yeah. Well, you can have TPS, but you can do it on something like the Lightning Network, right? Where it's based on routing through channels. So the transactions per second actually grow as the network grows. At least the theoretical capacity will grow. So I think the last calculation I did with Lightning, we're at like 18, 19 million transactions per second, theoretically, because each channel can go up to 500 TPS.
That's a lot of TPS.
Yeah. But a lot of these projects are just
toilet paper solutions.
No. A lot of these projects are just picking on Bitcoin and choosing the metrics that they look good on. Like, okay, Bitcoin is 7. Well, we are 20 or we are 100. But they're just cherry picking things and not thinking about more important metrics like, is this chain secure?
Yeah, they also make claims. So a claim that I've seen bandied around is more private than Monero. Mm-hmm. Or more secure than Bitcoin, kills less trees than Bitcoin, whatever. But I mean, like there's no way for a non-technical person to confirm or validate that in any meaningful way, so they take it at face value.
Yeah, but I think ultimately it comes down to greed. Like, even if you can't validate, I mean, there's got to be warning signs when you look at some of these scammy projects and all their outlandish claims. But I think people are just succumbing to greed. They want to 20x their investment, like you said.
Yeah, it's just mostly greed. I mean, it's human nature, unfortunately.
Okay, moving on. So we all saw this coming, so it's no surprise. So we were allowed to call people out. Okay, so moving on to the next.
And you're toxic.
Yeah, I'm toxic.
You're
I
toxic.
don't even have a hat. Bring one to Riga for me.
I'll send you one.
Yeah.
Yes, I will.
So moving on to the next topic: the impact of social media campaigns on cryptocurrency governance. So there was this.
Grubels.
Yeah, there was this tweet where Vitalik proposes exactly what Samson was saying, upping the gas limit, which will centralize Ethereum even further into Infura. And you quoted that tweet. Buterin explained that the community should commence a social media campaign on Twitter and Reddit to promote the increase of gas limits. Governance by social media campaign. What could go wrong? Did Samson say. And then Charlie...
Did you just call Samson Charlie? Again?
Yes, because yeah, well, you're Asian, both Asian, so okay,
This show is so racist.
that's not racist. No.
Ricardo, you're so racist.
It's not as funny when it's on purpose.
Okay, so Charlie then replied, "To be fair, Bitcoin has had its fair share of social media campaigns, UASF, No2X. If a cryptocurrency is truly decentralized, governance will come from grassroots movements." And then Samson said, "It's very different. We can talk about it on the next show." So that's why I added it in our agenda.
And here we are.
Okay, so Charlie versus Samson debate. Go.
Let's fight.
It's very different, Charlie. No2X and UASF were grassroots movements that kind of arose from people having a certain opinion, and they're fighting against this top-down attempt at corporate governance of Bitcoin, like the big corps banding together saying, you guys upgrade or else.
Mm-hmm.
So it's really different than Vitalik coming up and saying, okay, let's do this, and you guys go start a social media campaign. That's kind of like Vitalik going, okay, you can stop trading now, when they had the DAO hack.
I guess I didn't read it that way from his tweet. I think he was just from what I would remember. I think he was just talking about like people should discuss this, right, and try to decide if this is the right way to go. I mean, isn't that what he was saying? Pretty much.
No, how I read it was, we should probably do it, and you guys go start a campaign, because that will pressure the miners into raising the limit.
So it sounds like he didn't want to use his own dictator powers, but wants the users, but he's still influencing the users, right? I mean, that's the whole point.
Yeah.
Like if Vitalik says something, it will happen.
Yep.
Because he's the dictator. So you cannot really call it a grassroots movement.
Yeah, it's not. But the key difference is you had this dictatorship try to do something, and UASF and No2X are reactions to that, grassroots reactions. Ricardo, what do you think? Stop playing with your phone. It's work time.
So I think it's... I don't really fundamentally have a problem with Vitalik saying, hey guys, we should do this as a grassroots movement to pressure the miners. I mean, I hear what you're saying, that it is almost like him saying stop trading now. But this feels a little bit less dictatorial. I think the fact that they have to raise the gas limits is interesting. The fact that needs to happen in the first place is of more interest to me than whether Vitalik thinks that people should have a social media campaign or not.
Oh, I mostly agree with you. That's what I said. To me, it feels like
Okay.
Vitalik is just like trying to do what he did with you can stop trading now, but then in a less direct way.
He's getting better. Gotta give him that.
Because people still keep making fun of him for that. So okay, so Ricardo, are you ready?
Are you ready? Because I'm ready. Are we all ready?
Let me get ready for it.
BTSE.
Bitsy.
Bitsy. Okay, got it. Ready. Here we go. Bitsy is the multi-currency spot and futures exchange that upgrades your trades. On Bitsy, you trade futures 2.0, the most advanced way to trade futures on an institutional-grade infrastructure that gives you the ultimate trading experience. Bitsy uses cutting-edge tech that's common in traditional exchanges to level up crypto trading. That means zero system overloads, zero downtime, not even during maintenance. Sign up, log in, and start immediately while watching this episode of MCF. Hit subscribe.
What? Hit subscribe?
I was on a roll. Gotta get people to take action.
Okay, I'll take it.
Okay, so let's continue with the.
It was definitely pretty good.
Yeah,
It's definitely pretty good.
but like after the first one, I was so impressed by the first one that now it's like, okay.
No, it's good. It makes me want to trade on Bitsy.
I think Charlie should do the next one just to change it up a bit.
But it would suck pretty badly. So
So, moving on to questions from our fans. This is an interesting one from Jordan Kittle. Can you please share some of the best VPNs that accept crypto? Their limitations and any other advice for increasing privacy online that you'd like to add. Thank you. So, which VPN providers actually accept crypto?
Quite a few of them. I think the best VPN that accepts crypto is Tor.
TorGuard. Oh wait, that was a joke, huh?
Just Tor.
That's a bad joke.
Yeah, it was a joke.
That's a really bad
Terrible
joke.
joke. They accept donations in Bitcoin.
it's true. My answer is Google it.
Okay.
Google VPN and Bitcoin. Actually, I bought VPN services with Bitcoin before. I don't remember which one though.
The NordVPN accept Bitcoin?
Yeah, NordVPN accepts Bitcoin, and NordVPN is one of my favorites. They're great.
I would say for me, TorGuard and this some Northern European one somewhere near Whale Panda. It's called Molvad. Have you heard of it?
Ah, yeah, I know which one you mean. It's one in the Netherlands, no?
Yeah, somewhere up there, around there.
Mulvad. Ah, no, wait. Mulvad. I will Google it for you.
Thank you.
It's Swedish. It's Swedish.
Close
Okay.
enough.
That's not like close to you. That's like saying like, oh, you're in Canada, so Mexico is close to you.
It's pretty close.
It's all the same place, anyways.
Yeah, I use TorGuard as well. Of course, the best way is of course to have your own personal private VPN.
So, any other advice for increasing privacy online?
So just one thing on what Whale Panda said that people might find interesting is if you get if you go to like low end talk or even if you just get like a DigitalOcean droplet or whatever. I mean, there's like you can get a really cheap server for a couple of dollars a month or really cheap virtual server, and you can use SSH as a proxy. And so what happens is, I forget the exact flag you pass, -P, whatever it is, and you specify the local port, and you SSH into the box, and so now you've got a normal SSH session. And then if you set up your local host as a proxy on that port that you've specified on the command line, then your browser will use that SSH session as a proxy. And it's the cheapest way to get the cheapest way to get a private VPN, and you just proxy through that, and it's like requires no complex setup, no special software you got to download. It's just SSH.
Let's see. The other thing I might add is that don't assume that the VPNs are going to act benevolently, because they might also monitor your traffic as well. So just because you're connected to a VPN does not mean everything is private and secure. You probably still want to use Tor as well.
Yeah, your basically all your VPN does is it's just a different ISP. You know, like your ISP can see a lot of what you're doing. So now instead of your ISP seeing it, the VPN provider can.
But you have VPN providers that don't keep any logs or claim to not keep any logs.
It's hard to verify though. That's why Ricardo's solution is pretty good if you're a little bit technical.
But you know, people don't really care about privacy. They're using VPN to trade on Binance or something like that, so it doesn't really matter.
On Bitsy, you mean?
Or Bitsy. Or BitMEX or whatever, right?
That's true. Okay, so next question by Levi Canero. Staying in the same topic. Can VPNs, Tor, and Bitcoin ever be blocked by a country? If yes, can these packages be changed to disguise as regular web page or similar?
I didn't get the last part of. I didn't understand what he was asking at the end of the tweet.
Like, can you like if Bitcoin can be blocked? If you can like disguise the packages from Bitcoin as regular website packages.
Oh yes. Okay, that's actually a very interesting question. So, firstly, can it be blocked? Absolutely. Blocking VPNs is pretty trivial. VPN traffic is easy to identify. If you in a country like China, they do regularly block China, not so much. Actually, they've gotten a little bit more slack with this. But Dubai, for example, the UAE, they regularly block VPN traffic. They can be quite painful. So yes, blocking VPNs, no problem. Blocking Bitcoin as well. Bitcoin traffic is trivial to identify, and it's not encrypted for the most part. Although there is a peer-to-peer encryption thing. Can you disguise it as traffic? That's very interesting. So Tor has something called pluggable transports, and OBFS4 is the standard transport that Tor uses, and that tries to disguise the traffic. But there's other really interesting pluggable transports. There's one called Meek. So Meek basically lets you disguise your Tor traffic as normal HTTPS web requests. So you run a little reflective server, or other people run reflective servers called Meek bridges. And then when you connect using Meek, it picks one of these Meek bridges at random, and it looks like you're just visiting a bunch of websites. And meanwhile, it's like tunneling all your Tor traffic through that. And Meek makes it extremely difficult. I mean, OBFS4 was already pretty good, but Meek makes it extremely difficult, if not impossible, for a country grade firewall to identify that this is Tor traffic and not normal internet browsing. Could Meek be adapted to something like Bitcoin? Absolutely. It would not. It would be non-trivial, but it would not be a ridiculous amount of work, and it would mean that an entire country where Bitcoin is banned and Bitcoin nodes are cut off from the rest of the network, they would be able to use Meek as a transport to be able to reconnect with the network, no problem.
Okay, that's interesting. So I have one question. If you're that good with privacy, how did you end up in jail?
I knew you were going to say that. You're so predictable.
Well, turns out Craig Wright was right all along, and welcome to law,
Yeah.
And now the next thing is he's going to make miners hand over all of my private keys.
So back to the topic, I'll add to Ricardo's thing that it's kind of like an arms race. So countries can block VPN traffic. They can actually detect SSH tunneling as well. But, there's new tech that comes up to kind of mask traffic and alter it and make it look like something else. So it's kind of a give and take. Sometimes things will get blocked, but then there are new methods to bypass. And I don't think Bitcoin can ever really be blocked by a country because Blockstream satellite. So you can still get the Bitcoin blockchain as long as you have a satellite dish. And if you want to broadcast a transaction, you can do so over any website. You can broadcast a raw transaction on blockstream.info or through an SMS bridge or a multitude of ways, even carrying it on a USB stick to some other location.
Okay, that was actually a very informative episode. That's
I know, we did great.
Thank you, Ricardo.
Are most of our episodes not informative?
Not like this, no. I think people actually learned something this episode. Okay, so that's the end of the show.
Make sure you subscribe.
Yes. Subscribe.
Yes, subscribe, and maybe next episode, Ricardo will still be in jail. We will still have green screens. Let's see what happens.
Bye.
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 Magical crypto. Magical crypto. Magical crypto will always be the best of the best.
That was a horrible joke.
That was a horrible joke. But still, let's start the show. Magical crypto.
Samson, if you want to make a better joke, why don't you write jokes?
I do.
You should write jokes instead of being the joke.
Ooh.
Oh.
Ooh. That was such a sick burn. I'll never recover.